Hey, Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was thinking about? You really want to know? I was thinking about Aaron, Pierre, and the Great Divide. Why they love your men, but hate you. Deep dive. Let's get right into it, girls. Okay, I was thinking about why people, especially women, they cannot stand us mixed girls. It doesn't matter the race, the culture. They hate on our beauty. They talk about us. They intentionally try to be divisive in workplace and educational environments, but they praise our men. They want to be beside our men. They lust after our men. And I'm not just talking about unambiguous dark-skinned women. I'm talking about white women, non-black minority women. They love our men. They want to be beside our men. They want to sleep with our men. They want to marry our men, but they can't stand us. Let's get right into it, ladies. Let's get right into it. Number one, when they say things like, well, your life is easier, when they know nothing about you. I've had this happen so many times from women that barely know me, that just met me. They say just because I am light-skinned or ambiguous looking, that my life is automatically easier. I think this is so crazy because they know nothing about me. And if they knew me, they would definitely know that was never my journey. I wish it was, but it just was not my journey, especially as a young woman. Number two, they assume that you get a lot of attention. They just, in their heads, these women are delusional. They just assume because you are a mixed race woman that you get a lot of attention, when really they're giving you that attention because they're so insecure. Number three, I just don't like you because you're stuck up, or they assume that you act stuck up because you may be proper. You talk proper English. You pronounce your words immaculately. They assume that you're stuck up because you have good manners, good decorum, and a good public presence. They do not like that you know how to show up and demand respect in a room, so they call that stuck up. They automatically try to make it about your attitude. They try to say, I just don't like her attitude, or she has a bad attitude. She's not being friendly enough. They want you to go out of your way to be extra friendly because you're an attractive mixed woman to them. Even if they're not even being friendly at all to you, you should strive to be the bigger person and always go out of your way, even if you're getting bad vibes from them, even if they're being passive aggressive toward you, even if they're giving you attitude. You must be nice because you're pretty. Number five, they don't speak to you, but think that you need to speak to them. This is like a lot. They do this a lot. It's very odd. They don't speak to you, but get an attitude if you don't speak to them. If you give them the same energy that they give you, they try to act like something's wrong. Let's go to number six. They say things like, she thinks she's pretty. No, you think I'm pretty. That's what you think. I've never said that to you. I've never talked about my beauty. You saw my beauty. You think I'm pretty. And now you're saying things like, she thinks she's pretty. She thinks she's all that. That's on you. Because my presence, my beauty irritates your demons. And we'll get more into that, ladies. Number seven. If she didn't have that hair or those eyes, she wouldn't be all that. They try to take every feature that is praised upon about you and try to minimize it. If she didn't have that eye color, or she didn't have that hair, she wouldn't be that pretty. They try to minimize your beauty to make themselves feel better. It's like a very narcissistic trait that a lot of insecure women have. They try to minimize your beauty, intelligence to make themselves feel better. Okay, number eight. They say things like, most of y'all light skins think y'all are better than us. This is more so in black communities. They do this. They try to make your skin tone your personality because they cannot identify you with anything else because they have a very low vocabulary, or just in general their minds can't concept That it doesn't matter what shade or what makeup of woman you are, you would still have beauty and confidence because that is who you are. They can't intellectually get that. Number 9, you only got chosen because you light skinned. I've heard this a lot in a lot of black areas. You only got chosen because you're light skinned. They cannot fathom anybody else thinking that they chose you, but for any other reason besides your skin color. They try to make that as the point of contention so you don't get a big head. Or they'll say things like, if you were darker, you'd be considered ugly. It's crazy. Ladies, women like this are highly insecure. And this is a lot of stuff that will happen in Blackistan. But let's go over to let's get out of Blackistan and let's talk about what white women and non white minority women will try to get into your head as well, because they want our men too. They don't they don't want us with their men, but they want our mixed men. Let's get right into it. These white women or black minority women like Indian, Asian, Latinas, whatever their makeup is, they want our men too. They lust after our men too. They want them for their resources, because a lot of mixed race men are very good providers and leaders. For example, Barack Obama. They want a lot of mixed race men because they know they are solid. Number 1, a lot of these non-black women will be very passive aggressive toward you. They will make, especially in public environments, they're not going to be outwardly aggressive. They're going to be very passive aggressive because they're hoping that you will just get aggressive with them because they're being such bitches. Number 2, they'll intentionally be divisive and prejudiced at jobs and in the workplace and in schools. They'll intentionally do stuff and then act like they don't know what you're talking about. They will play dumb. That's another passive aggressive tactic they'll use. Oh, I didn't know I did that. I'm so sorry. Those voices will get really high, that annoying high pitch. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't mean to be offensive. I never thought about it like that. When they obviously did. You knew their intent. They knew their intent. But in public, they're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. And you're just looking like, oh my God, this bitch. Number 3, they're always praising the mixed men, but hating on mixed women or ignoring us. They'll intentionally praise a lot of mixed race from men. They'll praise Barack Obama. They'll praise Pierre. They'll praise any light-skinned man they find. They will praise. They will throw themselves at them. It doesn't matter if they are generationally mixed or they are biracial. They will just think about Will Smith. Women intentionally throw themselves at him and they know he's married. They'll intentionally do things in front of, I've seen Jada Pinkett, that is very, very rude. But they don't care because they don't care. They just want your men. They don't care about you. And if you say anything to them, they'll act like you're being aggressive toward them. Okay. They lust after our men. They want our men. They want to be seen in public with our men. They will always try to take pictures that insinuate more than what it actually is. That's just their goal, to just irritate you. They don't like you. They don't want you. And if you dare date their men, they'll have a smear campaign against you. Okay. So just think about Meghan Markle, how those white women and non-black women tore her apart for marrying a rich white prince. Think that. That's how they really feel about you. They made that girl move from a whole nother country just to break her all the way down till she came back to the States in tears crying to Oprah. Think about that. They like the ideal of mixed race men, and they will praise mixed race men. They will sleep with mixed race men. They will marry our men. But if our daughters or our sisters, our mothers marry one of theirs, it's everything goes out the window. They want us literally unalived. Okay. Let's go to the next one. These non-black women will intentionally not include mixed women whenever possible. They will act like everything is super inclusive, even when it's on public platforms that are welcoming to everybody. They will intentionally not show mixed women. And if they do choose a black woman, they will make sure she is a black woman that is conventionally unattractive to most men. So they'll intentionally not choose you because you would show a very different depiction or stereotype of what they already have in their head. You don't meet those stereotypes. They can't say, oh, well, something, her makeup's off, or her hair, why is her hair in weave? They can't like break you down and say, oh, she only wears weave, or she's bald headed, or her skin is like, something's going, or it didn't look right because her skin was too dark. They can't do that to mixed race women because we usually know how to do our makeup. We usually wear our own hair, or hair that looks very realistic for our complexion and phenotype. So they can't break us down like that. So they have to basically try to like get some bad representation of a black woman to put on their public platforms, because they don't want to use us because we would be too much of a beautiful representation of blackness, mixed womanhood, and biracial beauty. So they cannot use us. They have to go find that girl that doesn't take care of us, doesn't take care of herself, and they have to use her. These are just several examples, ladies. I could go on and on about things I have experienced, but I'm going to get into a quick story time that happened to me recently. Let's go into it, girls. If anybody knows me, if they know Exotical rants, they know I am a Shake Shack girly. I love Shake Shack. If my hubby asks me to go anywhere, I always usually, especially if it's like something like we don't want to dine for a long time, I always suggest Shake Shack. So this was like not out of the ordinary for me. Let's get right into it. So we went to Shake Shack in our local area. It was super fun. We like ordered our food. Everything was good. We sat down. We were chit-chatting. And mind you, ladies, it's really funny because when I'm actually out with my hubby, women will intentionally try to make conversation with him and ignore me. It's really rude, and he's even noticed it. And that kind of happened that day. This one woman walked up to him and started just trying to chat, and then he just excused himself away from her and came and sat with me. It was very odd. That wasn't the oddest thing. So we're sitting there, we get our food, everything's good. We're eating, we're having fun, we're chatting. We're looking at our phones. We're just chilling out. Like, it was a long day. We're just chilling out, you know? Okay, two girls sit behind us. One is a light-skinned mixed woman or biracial woman. I could not tell because, again, I wasn't really focused on her. And one was an unambiguous dark-skinned black woman. So they're just sitting there talking. I believe they were related because one of the dark-skinned girl was saying that she's so happy. She was talking to somebody on the phone and saying she was so happy that her cousin took her out for her birthday. So I was like, oh, that's so nice. So we're just eating. I just overheard it. I wasn't paying attention to them. Again, my back was actually turned toward them, but I just saw them when I got up and got some like napkins or whatnot. Then the dark-skinned girl proceeds to say, I'm not jealous of you because I'm not jealous of light-skinned women because I get ends. You know what I'm saying? That derogatory word. I'm not going to say it on here. I don't even use it. So I'm not going to say it. But she was like, I get men. I don't have to hate on light-skinned women. She was super loud. I was like, oh my God. I was like, why is she talking like this? And then she was like, she said her age. She said, I'm 20 years old. I get men, but she was using the N-word. Ladies, I was like so shocked that a girl that young was talking like that in public. her light skin or biracial or mixed cousin was not saying anything. She was on like, I don't know if she was drunk, but she was on a like a rant, a tangent, and she kept going. I don't have to hate on you. I get guys. I get them. They love me. They love me. And it was like across from, like, on the same table. Like, we sat at a really big table, because my hubby likes those chairs. So on the other side it was like I think like a white couple had walked up, like a white girl had walked up to me and asked if her and her boyfriend could sit there. I didn't care, so I was like, yeah. I'm like, sure, you can sit. Like, we're not even using that side of the table. Like, yeah. So they sat like across vertically toward. I mean, they sat on the other side of the table. We were so they heard everything as well. So they're just trying not to make eye contact with her because they were actually facing her. And I just didn't make eye contact with the girl, the white girl that was, because I didn't even want to give it any attention. So I just kept eating my food. But like, she was very upset. She was, and I was just like, oh my gosh. If I ever, like, I was just like, is it always about men? Like, and I had to think about it. Like, is it always about men like Aaron, Pierre, and other biracial men, or just men in general, that makes you hate light skinned and mixed race women? Is it just that? Is it just that male centered? I'm really starting to believe it is, ladies. It's just that male centered. It's all about the attention men give you. So if they think they're not getting the same or equal amount, I don't have to compete with you because I get guys. And I'm thinking, like, why would you need to compete with your cousin or any other mixed or light-skinned woman in general? Why do you need to compare yourself to her? It was very odd. But this is the mind, or this is the logic that a lot of these women have. Black or non-black. Black women, white women, any woman that is not secure within herself, she sees a lot of light-skinned, mixed race, and biracial black women as enemies. They intentionally will be rude to you at restaurant. They'll intentionally try to compete with men. Like, even if you're not in any type of competition with them, they think they're in a competition with you. And I was just so taken aback because I'm like, that's your blood. Why would you be in competition with her? Ladies, you have to be intellectually strong and emotionally strong. These type of women are narcissistic. They have very low self-esteem, and in many cases they are dangerous. That situation just reminded me to be on my P's and Q's. Not to deal with people that have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and low self-value. Not to deal with people that are always trying to be very comparative in their view of me or their view of women that look like me, because they can also become dangerous and in many facets, not just physically. Ladies, this is really scary out here. I even had, like, another quick story time that I remember, like, when I used to work. I actually used to work at like an Ulta, like a girly store that sell makeup, hair stuff, like girly stuff. One of those the store, Ulta. And I had a white woman that did that same thing. She was always trying to compare herself to me. She was trying to compare her hair to mine. Oh, your hair is longer, but I actually have more strands of hair in my head. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this white woman was really deranged. And then the sad part about it, she had a mixed daughter. So I was just scared for her actual daughter. I'm like, no telling what kind of poison she's trying to feed her daughter, intellectually. So she'll feel, less than her as a white woman. Ladies, a lot of these women are severely insecure. They'll try to compare your hair, or she'll say things like, yeah, my skin is older than yours. That's why it looks like this. But when I put makeup on, my coverage is better. I naturally look better in makeup because I do this or that. It was just always a comparison between me and her, to the point where I stopped communication with her. I realized something was mentally just absent there. Ladies, it does not matter the race of women. these women that are severely insecure and see that you're light skinned or you're mixed or biracial features are basically, they view you being mixed, biracial, light skin as a thing where they have to one up you, and they'll do anything to do that. You have to be on your P's and Q's and ignore these women. Don't feed the beast. You know what I'm saying? Don't feed the virus. They have a very sick spirit about them. They are always trying to compare themselves to us. They are very intimidated by our presence, our beauty, and our essence. And don't let you not be a stereotype and you act proper or you act like you have common sense. They are already mad that you're not fitting Black stereotypes. So they will go out of their way to try to be divisive, to even try to harm you physically, emotionally, intellectually, etc. Ladies, this Aaron Pierre story just reminded me of why I do not deal with certain type of women. I literally, again, it will take me 3 years to really get to know you, to consider you a friend. And most people do not pass that test because I start to see their true colors. That's why I always tell exotical women, mixed race, light skin, biracial, Black women to be very careful of these women getting close to you. They a lot of times are very envious of you. They will try to use any little thing to get close to you, and you have to just be very careful about who gets to know you. I know that sounds really crazy, or who gets to get close to you. I had to learn that at a very, very young age. I had to realize that most of the girls that wanted to be around me wanted me around because of the male attention I brought. They didn't really want to be around me, but they liked the male attention I brought, the resources I brought. That's what they wanted. They never wanted my friendship. I was just a casualty of war. Does that make sense? Ladies, please don't let these women get too much into your business. And just be very protective of yourself. Don't feel like you have to have a best friend. Does that make sense? Or girlfriend group. Be very selective of the friends you choose and choose them and like really get to know people in a public setting before they know where you live, where you work, your routine, your gym. All of these personal information before they know what kind of car you have. Get to know them as people, and take things very slow. And I know, especially if you're younger in college, that can be hard sometimes, but really just have a discerning heart, a discerning mind when it comes to friendships and how much you share with people. That's why I made the video on yesterday about sometimes you have to lie to stay safe. Check out that video if you haven't already seen that video. But a lot of times people want to get up under us just to like maybe get our brother. They love your brother. They love your cousin. They love all the MLS men. They love the biracial men, the Black men, but they do not like you. So you have to see that. I've seen that firsthand with women. They love my brother. Ugh, they love him, but they hate my guts. They cannot stand me because the same thing they praise him about, I have, but in a female version, and they view me as competition and the enemy. You have to figure that out as you get older. I mean, just figure that, not even as you get older, but just in general, you have to figure out why people are dealing with you and why are you allowing them to be in your presence. Everybody should not know everything about you. Some people will just befriend you to get information on you. That's why as a mixed race woman, we are one of the most beautiful women in the world. We have to be cautious, protect our energy, protect our body, and protect our minds. Okay? We have to. Let me know. And this picture triggered a lot of women. A lot of women did not like to see Aaron Pierre with this Caucasian woman. They were like Googling his wife, and they were Googling him since he was on the Jennifer Hudson show. Let me know. I don't know who this woman is in the picture. Let me know in the comments. Who is this woman that he's in the picture with? I don't know who she is. Let me know in the comments though. I don't know that much about him because again, I'm not that interested because I mean, to me, he's just a regular guy. I don't put anybody on a pedestal that's not paying all my bills. So I could care less. That's just the way I rock it. I'm definitely a hypergamy girly. I don't put anybody on a pedestal unless they have placed me on a pedestal. That's how I rock out, girls, and I suggest you do the same thing. But let me know in the comments, who is this girl Aaron Pierre is with? What's going on with him, and why did they have to shut down the comment section after he was on the Jennifer Hudson show? Because people kept like trying to like recreate the video. It's so weird, ladies. Let me know how you feeling. Like, comment, and subscribe. But wow, they really are lusting over our brothers, cousins, and dads. But let's get right into it. Bye, ladies.